everyone. It's 4th and Goal broadcast. Like I said, I've just come live to talk about the whole Lions situation. I kind of debated all day about doing a live stream today about it because it really, as I first heard about it, I'm not going to lie, as a fan-wise, it really pissed me off that our players were this stupid that, cost, some of them, maybe the career, the season, especially Jamison Williams, my bad, sorry, for being a first-round pick, not getting much playing time due to, coming from college, being injured. And then you get yourself in this type of stuff. It's just really sad to see. So now let's see here. All the players that got suspended, we're gonna go through them. Okay. So Cephas, CJ Moore, obviously Jamison suspended. But Cephas and them actually got kicked off. Cephas and CJ Moore got cut this morning. I do not blame the Lions one bit for cutting ties with those two players, especially when they're veterans. They're veteran players and definitely been in the league to know better what was right and what was wrong. Now, there's just some things about this, though, it really aggravates me. And what I mean by that is the NFL rule. Now, the players who been on NFL, Cephas and CJ Moore, I don't feel sorry for them guys. Them guys should have got a year suspension. And if they never come back from this is not going to hurt my feelings by any means. And because they literally broke the rules. For one, they're betting on NFL. You can't bet on NFL. Not when you play in the NFL. And that's where I felt like they really messed up. Obviously, it's why they're off the team, and who knows if they'll even be back in the league. Now, this is where I have a problem with the NFL after moving on from those two players, and obviously the Washington player. He was betting on NFL games too, and is against every year. So outside of those three, there's no excuse. Now, this is where I have a problem with the NFL because it's pretty hypocritical here. Think about this. How much people watching me talk about this right now are from the city of Detroit? And it has been to Lions games multiple times since sports betting became legal. Because I know I was there when we played Jacksonville, and there's fucking sponsorships from every casino sporting app on the TV, in the stadium, all over for advertisement. So Jameson is betting on college sports, which he has nothing a part of. So technically, he's not breaking a law. He's not breaking a rule. He's not doing anything. The only rule he broke was he made the bets. Why at the Lions facility? Now, this is where it's stupid. He bet on a sport he was legally allowed to do as an NFL player. Where he gets suspended and in trouble is because he did it at the NFL facility. So you can't. So let me get this straight. If you're an NFL player and you're in the hot tub or something, after practice or, in Allen Park per se, because that still counts as an NFL facility. So he could be in the sauna, he could be in the hot tub, he could be getting tricked out by trainers. Any sector where he could be on his phone and place a bet on college basketball. but he's allowed to bet on college basketball. But because he did it at the facility, he's not allowed to bet. But then again, the NFL partners with all these betting apps, casinos, etc. They're making money over hands and fists from all these partnerships. But we're going to suspend our players 6 games if you make a bet on a sport you're allowed to bet on because you did it at the facility. But with all these banners around your damn stadium, when I'm in your facility, you want me to go bet on your team. Make it make sense, man. Because at the end of the day, they play football. They're still human. At the end of the day, they're still a regular American with rights at the end of the day. So if I have a right to walk into a football arena and place a bet on any sport I want without any repercussions, why can't he bet on a sport he's allowed to? Who cares if it was in a facility or not? As long as it's not on an NFL team or NFL game or anything related to the NFL, period, it shouldn't matter what he bet on. As long as he didn't break that golden line #1 rule. It shouldn't matter if he's at the facility. It shouldn't matter where he's at. Now, mind you, I pulled this up. I want to share my screen. Check this out. How much money does the NFL make from sports betting? Right here. Additionally, the study shows that legal sports betting could help the NFL generate $573 million from spending by betting operators that provides $451 million on advertisement, $92 million on sponsorships, $30 million on data rights. So this is the type of money that the NFL is making off of partnering with sports betting, legalization. These guys are making money, hands over fist, by allowing this stuff to happen. Right here, NBC Sports report, NFL expects to generate $270 million from sports betting. So are you telling me the league can make all this money on you, me, and everybody else betting on sports teams, but Jamison Williams bets on college basketball at the team facility and now is suspended 6 games? But you can make $270 million and no one's betting it on. I mean, your calls every year become shittier and shittier in your games, and literally anybody can make a case that you're fixing the games, NFL, which I don't technically believe that. I'm saying you can make a case for it, and especially when you see how much money they fucking make from it. Maybe it's reality, that assumption, but you suspend a player because he bet on a legal sport he could bet on, and just because it was at the facility. But it's okay for you guys to make $250 million, if not more? Blows my mind. I mean, make it make sense. I'm not sticking up for J-Mo. J-Mo was 100% wrong for breaking the rule, and I hope he's going to learn from it, because I got another thing to show you, and this is what this kid really needs to go home tonight and really think about his actions, because this dude has cost his shitload of money. So let's take a look. Hang on, I gotta find my. Okay. So right now, for now, the compensation is very real cost for Jamison Williams right now. The suspension, there are dollars, of course. Williams will lose $382,906 in salary while serving his 6-game ban to start next season, while another $6.877 million of his future salary is no longer guaranteed. So Williams, I and I'm going to share my screen again just so you guys can see that. Right here. Right here. So I hope this kid's really paying attention and really realizing the dumbass mistakes he's making right now. You just took your $6.877 million. You know, we know you got talent, but just in case you became a bust and they get another chance with another team or something, you were at least guaranteed some $1 million to go home and start your life. Well, by you not paying attention to the rules, and I mind you probably ain't think you're breaking the rules because technically you were kind of following the rules to a point. You broke the one stupid hypocritical rule that the NFL has here, and got and screw your guaranteed money up. Lions could cut you tomorrow, and you ain't guaranteed shit now. Let's be real. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't think this kid needs to be cut or kicked off the team because, mind you, he's not like the other three players now. Him and the other wideout, actually, I'm sorry, I just didn't bring him up because I think he's kind of a practice squad young player, don't know much about him. But him and the other wideout, they got suspended with the 6 games. They both were betting on college basketball at the facility. That's why they're both suspended. So, to me, that's the only 2 people that I think got shitted on a shit deal here is these guys. The 2 people who followed the number 1 rule and didn't bet on the NFL, but, you know, made a young, dumb mistake and betted on in the facility. Now, again, I'm just going to throw it out there. I showed you how much money the NFL makes off this shit. You can sell advertisement. You can convince your fans to go bet you and give you the highest percentage to reach the conference championship and brag all over social media that the Lions are leading that category. I've seen Detroit pages share it. I've seen it on Detroit's. I've seen it on Sports Center. You can't make this shit up. But if you're an NFL player, do not place a bet in the facility because you're going to get a 6-game suspension. And I'm okay with sports betting, but seriously, this is just ridiculous at this point. How you can make all this money and we're supposed to trust you that you're not rigging games, but your player in your league, in your union, in your company, can't place 1 bet in a facility. I mean, am I the only one that finds this very hypocritical of the NFL? I mean, come on. It blows my mind. They can do all this and suspend a player because he bet on college basketball in the team facility. But hey, next time you're at a game, just look around and see what team sponsors what betting app, so you don't forget to place your bet on your team on that day at the NFL facility. Blows my mind. I just wanted to come on here for a little rant and talk about it for you people, for a lot of these fans and some of these non-fans over there laughing and talking shit. I got something for you too. And this is great because I've seen a couple people in different groups say, oh, the Lions always know how to fuck up everything good. They're going to win the North, but not now. Jameis Winston suspended. Well, to those people who think that right now and laughing and think this is real funny and this is going to destroy Detroit, just remember, J-Mo didn't play 90% of the season last year. He played what, maybe 4 games, maybe a play or two a game, caught 1 touchdown, caught total of 4 passes, I think. And we still had the top 5 offense all season long. Even when we're 0-6, we were still in top 5 offense. So you can go think that the season's over now for the Lions. You can go think this is going to kill our chances of the winning of the division. But at the end of the day, the joke's still on you. So we had the top 5 offense without JMO. Yes. Was JMO supposed to take our offense to the next level? Mm-hmm. He can still do that. It just has to be week 7 now. But at the end of the day, I ain't worried. The Lions are still going to be good this year. We're still a favorite to win the division, with or without JMO. The other 2 players got cut. One was as good on safety returns, on special teams, I mean. And he was a good backup safety rotation player, but he wasn't one of our starters. We'll be all right without CJ Moore. And here's a news flash. Cephas, he was probably on his way out of Detroit. He had to do everything in his power to make the team last year. Then got hurt and missed majority of the year, did not have a good year. He was a bubble player for camp off the rip. So, I mean, come on. It wasn't like, he was this big old receiver we lost. We lost 2 players or depth positions that we could easily fill. For people thinking that we're going to jump and draft a receiver in the first round, chill out, relax. I'm not going to sit there and say you're wrong now, but I doubt that we make that big of a jump. What I see the Lions doing now is probably going out for a wide receiver who has experience that can cover for maybe 6 games and then use him as a rotation player after Williams is back, that we can get on a good deal, cheap money, and don't hurt the bank. That's what I see. Or we're going to draft a receiver in the 2nd round, maybe 3rd round, a little higher than we probably would have in the first place. Possibly, depending on who's available and at the right times. I still think we go defense in the 1st round. I ain't sweating it. The only why I made this freaking video is because the only thing I'm really pissed off at is how in the hell you got a rule for a player that can't bet in the facility, but you can rent the whole facility out for fucking sponsorships or betting, and that's fine because you're getting paid. Fuck the player that betted on the sport he was allowed to bet on just because it was at the facility. You missed 6 games. I mean, if you ask me, that is some bullshit. Now, if it was a different type of rule and it went for like everybody in an NFL facility, sure. I'll be on this video talking shit 100% on JMO. And don't get it twisted. I'm just as pissed at him as I am the NFL. Because it's like, dude, this is your year to make this team, to help us take that next step. You missed last year from rehabbing, which is fine. We all expected it. Here's your first year to go out there and make a name for yourself, and now you just cost yourself 6 games. So no, I'm not making excuses for him because he's just as guilty, and he should have known the rules from the get-go. But at the same time, I'm not going to overlook how hypocritical that rule really is. You can put your shit in our stadium and make us $270 million extra. But God forbid our player makes a bet on a sport he can bet on in the facility. I mean, I can't say it enough. Like it still blows my mind that this is the reality that we're sitting at with JMO. But at the end of the day, any player comes in the league, they sign a contract, they get the rule book, they know the rules that they have to follow 365. He should have known that from day one, and he should have never made that mistake. He should have look at the bet. Okay, the game starts here. Even if you weren't at like practice and you could leave or something, drive to the fucking corner, man. Drive down the road, then place your bet. And they can't say nothing. They might see, oh, he bet it. Oh, wait a minute. That's when they look it up in Google. Oh, that's a mobile. Private property. You're not in the team facility. You didn't break a rule. But that's just, to me, how stupid this rule is. And the NFL has a lot of them. We all know that. But this is probably one of the most stupidest ones I've ever heard since being a fan. I mean, I know sports betting's only been legal for a few years now. So unfortunately, we're going to see a lot more cases like this happen around the NFL, etc. You know, but it just blows my mind. You can make $270 million off advertisement and all that shit through betting apps for the NFL, but you're going to suspend a player for 6 games for betting on college basketball during March Madness at the team facility. Like, you've got to make it make sense. And I'm sorry, much as I read that rule book, regardless if it's legit or not, legit rule, that rule still don't make sense. It just sounds like NFL basically is telling the players like, hey, we get paid from the betting places. You ain't paying us. We ain't making money off you guys when you win bets, so you better not do it in our facility. So now, like, just throwing it out there, if Jameson's like, hey, man, I won like $500 off this college basketball, you want me to cut you in $250? Are you only going to give him a game suspension? Because that's all I'm really seeing is like, hey, you know, like I could picture the, you know, Roger Goodell and all the big ups in NFL, you know, at the round table. Betting came illegal. Hey, boys, are we going to let, you know, teams be sponsors, these betting apps? Yeah, man, we just got to make sure we get our cut. As long as we can make about $270 million extra a year, I see no problem with that. And Roger Goodell was like, hey, I like it. And then he was like, hey, what if our players bet at the team facilities? Whoa, wait a minute. If they win, we don't get no of that money, though. You're right. So let's make it where they can't bet at any team facilities. Even if they're betting on sports they're allowed to bet on. Let's spy on them. If they bet, they don't get a cut. They're suspended. I mean, I know I probably look pretty stupid for that face and what I just said, but it's like almost if it was really true, because I want to know who in the hell came up with that rule and how stupid that rule really is. You can make all this money, you can put sponsorships, you can become, MGM can sponsor the Lions. And I'm pretty sure they do, because, you know, I seen a post actually from a Detroit writer today. Imagine that. I'm going to bring this up. He says, walk down the tunnel that the Lions come out every Sunday for home field when they're at home for the entrance. Way before they get out the tunnel, if you look up on the underlayment, or whatever you call the, you know, tarp over the tunnel right there, it has a banner on the backside that says MGM Detroit. I rest my case. So you're telling me the players even get a banner for MGM Detroit as they're walking down the tunnel? Go figure. But hey, man, Jameson Williams, you're spending 6 games, bud. It was, yeah, you bet on college basketball at the team facility. But hey, every Sunday by week 7, if you're at Ford Field, you're going to see that damn banner when you walk out, though. So don't forget the bet MGM Detroit, bud. That's what I'm talking about. Like, sit back and think about that. Just think, $270 million the NFL makes off this shit. And now they're suspending players for betting on college sports at a team facility that broke no rules, no laws on, you know, Like it's not a Pete Rose situation for J-Mo. You know, that's CJ Moore and Cephas. That's why they're suspended for a year, kicked off the team. You know, just think about it. Other than that, I'm going to end this broadcast because I spoke my piece. I showed the facts on everything. J-Mo, I can only hope you get your head out of your ass and keep it in the playbook and let the NFL know about how you feel in week 7 when you come back to the lineup. And hopefully you don't make no more mistakes, because if you don't know now, you're going to know real soon your ass is on thin line, because you have no guaranteed money no more because of this little stunt that you got yourself in trouble with. So it's either make it or break it, bud. And to the NFL, you're on some bullshit. Other than that, tune in for 4th and Goal, Sunday Spectacular, Sunday night, results of the mock draft, 8 p.m. Sunday. Cool thing about this mock draft, if you haven't watched it yet and you come across this video and this broadcast, is we took people that have been watching the broadcast, fans of all 32 teams, and there might have been a couple computer picks because I'm not sure we had a full team set, but majority of these picks were people that have listened to us for the last over a month. And if you guys see this video, I want to thank everybody to be a part of it. It's going to be a fun night on Sunday at 8 p.m. So if you haven't liked it, go to type in 4th and Goal Sports on Facebook, like and follow, turn notifications on, hit the bell. You know, every time we go live, it will give you a notification, let you know we're live. It's going to be a fun show. I can't wait to see what all the fans picked. So tune in for that. Also, we got more shows next week. Tuesday or Thursday, the banner will be up for that show. And then I'm going to try to have something arranged for the draft. Not set in stone yet. I'm working on it. We'll see if we have anything live through the draft. For everybody who's been watching the broadcast, I appreciate everything. Keep the follows coming through. Keep liking it. And we'll talk to you Sunday and through the week. Anyway, like it's always, one pride all day. Let's go, Lions. We're still coming for that North title this year, though. Don't let this make you go to sleep on us. Just remember, we didn't have J-Mo all season last year and still top 5 offense. And if you think that this is going to kill us or make us or break us, you're not going to like the end result. And that's a fact, Jack. Later, guys. Peace out.